Hi everyone, welcome back to the Substack Coach channel. Today we're going to do a new video about the Substack navigation bar. Now, if you've been watching any of the older videos or searching this on YouTube, most of them are outdated because Substack recently finished doing some updates with the new website editor, including my own, which is why I'm doing this one today. So we're going to jump right into what's happening, how everything looks, and we're going to look at two areas. One is the settings part of your dashboard. So where exactly do you find the different items and how do you create them to go on your navigation bar? And then the second thing we're going to look at is the website editor, where the Substack navigation bar now lives within the header section, and the different layouts and things that you can do for your Substack header so that it looks the way that you want it to. Okay, so what is the navigation bar? This is the menu along the top of your Substack homepage. This is the homepage that your readers see. So it is not the homepage of your dashboard, and it is not the substack.com homepage. This is your substack.substack.com, your publication homepage from your reader's view. So this is what we're editing here. And this is important because it helps your readers find the content that you're looking for. So especially if you have paid subscribers, you want them to find what it is that they're paying for. Of course, you want to link to it in your about page and your welcome emails and all of that. But one of the ways in which you can guide them through navigating your Substack site is by using the navigation bar correctly. All right, so the basics that everybody starts with is the home, the archive, and the about. As you start using Substack's built-in features, some things are added automatically, such as the podcast, the notes, and the chat. So these are not editable in the sense that you can't change the name of them and you can't move them around. You can see on mine here, I have several other items that I've added, and I'll show you that in the settings view in a moment. But home, podcast, notes, chat, archive, and about will always show in that specific order from left to right. You cannot change that. And you cannot change what they are called. Okay. Now let's take a look at the settings, where to find things, and what you can put into your Substack navigation bar. So first of all, we do have sections, and you will find these sections in your settings of your dashboard. We're just going to click on now, and then at the bottom, on the left side menu, if you scroll down under the content heading, is sections. This is where you create your publication sections. So you would add a new one, you would give it a name, a short description, all of those things. And then once it's finished, it will automatically add to your navigation bar. Sections are the only things that will automatically be on your navigation bar. And we're going to go to the navigation bar next. Everything else that you can add to your navigation bar, as well as all the editing possibilities on that bar, are in the website section of the settings. So we're going to jump up to the website, and we will visit the theme in a moment to talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about the actual settings themselves. Okay, so if you want to add an external link, so external links are to your website, to a conference that you're hosting, to a course that you're offering off Substack, any of that sort of thing, this is where you would add it. So you would add item, and this pulls up, you would put in the title, such as my website, and then you would put in the link itself. I'm going to cancel out of that. And that will show up in this center area here, as well as your sections. So this /S/ and then the name of the section. The S means it's a section. This /P, P's are custom pages or posts. In this case, it's a custom page. You can't add a post as easily to your navigation bar. If you do have a post that you definitely want on your navigation bar, you need to add item here and treat it like it's an external link and put it in here. This used to be called external link, not just items. Okay, so then what else can we put on here? We can put on the custom pages, which you'll find here. So you would add a new custom page. Once that custom page is finished, it will change from draft once you've published it to live, and you will have your list of custom pages here. Now you can tell I have a lot more custom pages than what I currently have on my navigation bar. And that's because you don't have to add them to your navigation bar, but you can. So here you see I click the 3-dot menu. I can add this one to my navigation bar. This one I can remove it from my navigation bar because it's already there. So creating the custom page does not automatically add it to your navigation bar. You do that in a separate step here. All right, so other things that you can add to your navigation bar or hide from your navigation bar with toggle switches includes the Notes tab. So I have mine toggled on. You can toggle it off. The About page can be toggled off. The Archive can be toggled off. So you can't move these around, but you can hide them. The only things you cannot hide are your homepage and your podcast. So everything else can be hidden or can be added or removed. On the left here, you see these little 6 dots. Because these are things that I created, I can reorganize these, but I can only reorganize these within themselves. So I can't take workshops here and move it up to be right beside home, but I can move it up or move it down within these items here. So that is the amount of flexibility that you have here. You can add an item that is a link that goes anywhere. You can add a custom page, and you can toggle things on and off, and you can also add a section, which we went over is in a different area of the settings to create it, and then it will show up. It shows up automatically. You do have to toggle it off if you don't want it to be on the navigation bar. All right, so that is the settings part of it. So now how do you get the navigation bar to look the way you want it to? So this is the new website editor, which you can get to from here, and you can also get to it from the home page of your dashboard. And this top section here is the header. So if I click on the header here, this is where I have all of my options with this. So including, sizing the word mark up and down, changing the logo, changing the word mark, and then the layout and navigation is what we're talking about today. So right now the navigation is a text. I can also change it to a button, and it just puts a faint line around each one. And then for this one, the standard, this is what I've chosen for this Substack. You can also choose wide. So that moves the word mark down and puts all of your menu items at the top. You can do hamburger. So now you can see my menu items are gone, my navigation items, and they're now in the hamburger menu instead. And then you can also do inline. So this gets rid of the logo, moves the word mark over, and then puts your menu items to the right of the word mark. This one works well if you have less menu items and you want more of a narrower header, and it's nice. But if you have a lot of menu items, you may want to consider doing the hamburger instead. Otherwise, wide or standard. I like to recommend 5 to 7-ish menu items. Kind of keep it on the one line if you can. Last I checked, it did not. You can scroll over if you have too many items, but it does not go to a second line. So it's not all visible if you have, 10 or 12. So the other thing I would like to mention is these names. So I have a workshops page, a post-it notes page. These are, if I go back into here, and I just want to show you this. This is important. I'm going to edit that. So the name of your page that shows in the navigation bar is whatever you title this. If I get rid of this, you can see there's that little title spot. Whatever you put in the title spot is what shows up on the navigation bar. So if you use a longer name, that is going to just end with a ... So if I had moved live workshops with Adrian up here, it would be live workshops W ... right? So not exactly how you want your navigation bar to look typically. So choose something short and simple for the actual title spot, then use a heading below is what I recommend doing. Okay, so that is a quick overview of how the navigation bar works now in 2026. And a couple of common mistakes that people make include like just cluttering it up way too much, not understanding what they are turning on and turning off, or I've seen a lot of where people will use the add item to try and add a section. But the important thing is you create the item first. So create the section first, create the page first, create the post first, and then you can add it to the navigation bar or link it with add item. All right, so that is my basic overview. And if this still feels confusing, or if you're trying to figure out how to actually structure your Substack in a way that makes sense to you and your readers, I do go much deeper into this on my Substack. I have step-by-step articles, I have video walkthroughs, I run workshops on structuring your Substack, and I basically try to do anything that I can there to help you set up your Substack the way that you want it. So if you want more hands-on guidance, come over to Substack. I've linked everything in the description, and come and join me over there. And that's everything for today. Thanks for joining me.